So let's dive into product. So for me, when it's thinking about product and when you're deciding on what services you're going to sell, what's your product, what you're going to position to the market, okay, there are 3 key elements that you need to think about, okay, and these are those 3 elements. Number 1 is customer. Number 2 is problem. And number 3 is product. Okay, you should not have a product yet unless you know those first 2. Now, if you're sat here and you are a Facebook expert or you are a Google Ads expert, 100% you've got a product in place, okay? But from my experience of selling these services, watching agencies fulfill them, actually just having that as a standalone product generally isn't good enough. And you need a range of services that are going to help you be able to sell your service and to be able to fulfill your service. Okay, so as an example, when it comes to PPC, thinking you're going to sell PPC is not the way that you're going to do it. And the reason for this is actually, from my experience, most end businesses do not care on the marketing service. So if you're selling PPC, you need to be selling the first 2 first. Who's the customer? Who's the problem? Okay. We then need to be looking at the product in particular, and making sure it fulfills what the customer needs. Prime example on here, and put into the chat if you've had this as well. If you've sold PPC, and I'm just sticking to PPC at the moment, it doesn't matter the product. If you sold PPC, I can guarantee one of the problems that you've probably had is your clients not following up on the leads, not booking into the calendar, not doing the right phone calls, okay? There's lots and lots of different things, and they range from different niches depending on how a lead comes in, how a lead services, right? Selling PPC to dentists, selling PPC to roofers is actually different, okay? Roofers, well, girl may be on the tools, they may be on top of a roof, they may not answer your call. What's your solution for that? For a dentist, well, they're likely going through to a receptionist. Is that receptionist trained? Do they have the needs to be able to fulfill that? Okay. It's all these things that you've got to think about. It's these elements that you've got to include and think about when you are thinking of your product.